everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Chop Room with your boy K Hill. Man, glad y'all decided to join. Man, y'all make sure that y'all like and subscribe. Man, of course, on the platforms of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, and of course, if you don't want to see me, you just want to hear me. You're riding down the road. You can hear me on Spotify as well, man. So y'all make sure you help your boy out, man, and subscribe and like. Tell your people and your people's people about the Chop Room with K Hill, man. Also, man, we have merch for pre-order, man. We got pre-order. Once we get some more orders in, we'll start giving a set price, man. But just for now, you see the email across there, man. Just shoot an email to that email, and we can chat about price, man. If we need to send it somewhere, we can do that as well. No problem at all. Also, man, donations, man. Right there, you see the Cash App, man. Help your boy out, man. I don't care if it's $1, man. It helps. Anything helps, man. So, here we talk a little bit about sports, of course. Sprinkle a little bit of life in there as well, man. So, just to start off, the game that just went off, man. We had some Saturday games. Had some Saturday games today. So, you're looking at the Bengals were at the Steelers. Big time game. The Bengals needed this to even be considered for the playoffs. So they're still not in yet. Still not in yet. They did get to win 19-17. But they still are waiting for a Miami loss as well as a Bronco loss. And we'll definitely chop it up on that because Broncos are playing the Chiefs, secondary Chiefs. So but this game, I'll say the defense for the Bengals still a problem. Offense looks electric, and that's without a running game. The running game is okay. You know what I mean? They had Chase Brown back there today. He 69 yards, about 20, 30 yards receiving. He was all right out of the backfield. But it's definitely the passing game. It's Joe Burrow, it's Jamar Chase, it's T. Higgins, it's Gesicki, all those cats getting it going. And that's what's going to have to be the formula if they do wind up being in the playoffs. I do think that they are a threat just because Joe Burrow's that dude. He so far, well, I believe he's there. He's led the league. He's leading the league in passing yards. So I also touchdowns as well. So it's definitely going to have to be on the back of the offense. Hendrickson is a monster on their defense, which is crazy. The most sacks in the NFL. Saw an interesting stat where they've got the defensive player with the most sacks, receiver Jamar Chase. He's with that triple crown, most receiving TDs as well as receiving yards. And then Joe Burrow with the most passing yards and passing TDs. So it's crazy for them to just be 9-8 and actually waiting for tomorrow to come up with, like I say, the Dolphins taking on the Jets and then the Broncos taking on the Chiefs. So, it's gonna you hate to put yourself in there. I know the Bengals, they look back at the beginning of their season and they started kind of weak with the Patriots there. Um, and then the defense. Yeah, with some injuries, which everybody goes through, man. But listen, their defense is just it's atrocious. It really is. They've looked better over the past few games, but it really is atrocious, man. But the Steelers couldn't get it going. Main receiver George Pickens, one reception for 0 yards, targeted 6 times. Um, Two drops I can think of off the top of my head. One was knockout by the defender, but in these crucial games, you got to do it. So right now, the Steelers are sitting at 10-7. They're sitting at 10-7. So the offense could not get going. The defense was doing the thing, but it's just like I say, with the talented offense like the Bengals have, you know, it, that's what it is. So right now, they are in the sixth spot. The Steelers in the sixth spot. I'm not too sure how that works because if Denver does win against the Chiefs tomorrow, that ties them. They have the same record at 10-7. So that could mean the Steelers could go all the way down to 7, in which they would be taking on Buffalo, which that's going to be a problem. But either way, it's going to be either Buffalo or Baltimore. Um, yeah, the Steelers really fell off, and they did this a couple of years ago. Ben Roethlisberger's last year, if you remember, they started off strong, man, 11-1, and just fell off. And very similar this year. Hate to see it for the Steelers. Um, but yeah, we'll see what they do. They are in the playoffs, but we'll see what they do. We'll definitely see what they do. Like I said, they are basically waiting for the Chargers also to lose to the Raiders. They could be in the 5th spot and be facing the Texans. AFC is gonna be interesting. Gonna be some interesting games tomorrow. The game before this one, we had the Ravens. The Ravens were taking on the Browns. Browns were at Baltimore. Ravens handled them 35-10. Brown started Bailey Zappi, which, you look at it, it's like, well, I'm pretty sure Billy James is injured and BTR has thrown 1 touchdown and 11 interceptions. So, wow. Bailey Zappi did for the last game, but, you know, kind of like I'm talking about the Steelers, very sad for the defense. Myles Garrett over there, just a beast, a monster. And it's crazy because he is in consideration um, for Defensive Player of the Year. Even though it's on a losing team, he's in consideration. He's not going to win. He's not, no. But he's in consideration this just because, the stats he is putting up. Fight through double teams today, but yeah, he's a monster. Definitely a monster. Lamar, 16 of 32, 217, 2 touchdowns, 63 yards on the ground. Became the first player in NFL history with over 4,000 yards, over 900 yards in a season. Also, best ratio, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for the year as well. So, some nice stats. Got him right there for the MVP once again. But the biggest question mark is now what we're gonna do in the playoffs. Um, we've got the weapons. Derrick Henry is very much a huge part of that. Big game, big shout out for him. 2 touchdowns, over 1,900 yards for the season. On his birthday as well. Happy birthday, big dog. But, I really feel like it is. I mean, it's about the play calling and it's about who they run into. Something about those Chiefs, man, and I'm not betting against them no matter who they're playing. I know the Bills beat them, but that's the big question with it. But that's some monster stats there, Lamar. A huge shout out, man, for real. But let's see what you do in the playoffs. You secured the 3rd spot. You secured home field, at least for the first round there. So we'll be facing the Steelers again, and they did get them that first time, but definitely second time Ravens handled the Steelers, so they were at their place. It'd be crazy. Broncos. Yeah. Trying to think who I would think the Ravens would want to face the most. They're not really worried about anybody except those top seeds. So, in which, if I'm honest, I also would choose the Bills over the Ravens, even though the Ravens defense has come a long way in the past 5 weeks, a long way, because they were just as about as atrocious as the Bengals. The top 2 teams in the AFC, I believe that's who's going to be for the AFC Championship. Ravens, Yeah, they can beat them, but I think it'll be Chiefs or the Bills that do get them. So, what good win for them. But they secured the AFC North spot. It was looking like the Steelers for a while, and then, like I said, they went on a skid. So, it's Saturday games, man.